Chris Roberts here for Fight Up TV. I'm joined by Dave Coldwell. How's things?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Very good. Very lively press conference.
Yeah. You know what? There was 50% of that I wasn't expecting.
In terms of, I mean, it's hard to know where to start with it really. I mean, David Price, I've known David Price down the years, but I've never, and obviously I know what his kind of personality is like, but I've never seen him reflect that in a press conference in such a way. You know, he's up for it. He's a little bit agitated by the whole thing, but it's positive, isn't it?
Oh, listen, I've always said Price is too nice. That's been his problem. Ultimately, that's his problem. He's such a gent. He's a really, really nice guy, and you need that bit of bastard in you to make it to the top level. You need, and the funny thing is when I worked with him, I always used to say he needs that bit of value in him. Because obviously I was working with them both at the same time. We used to say, could do it that way. You don't care about offending people and just get in there and go in there to smash somebody up. And the funny thing is I've trained them both, because I had Cash as a 16-year-old, 16 until he was 18, I think. So I know them both, and they're both nice kids. Cash is a lovely kid, he really is. But I think what's happened there is, I think because he's on the big stage for the first time, he's been sifting around on these small shows and nobody really taken any notice of him for a long time, and this is his moment. And I think I haven't spoken to him, so I don't know, but I'm thinking what he's probably done is he's gone there thinking, make a name for myself, this is my chance, because every young fighter knows that you can't just go in there and win a fight. You have to make a name for yourself. And I think that's what he's done, but in doing that I think he's brought out what Price needs. Because Price is not going to go into a shell and think, oh, he's putting it on me. I think what Price is going to do is think, and I'm going to show you, and I'm going to go in there and I'm going to smash it to bits. And I think he's really gone and prodded a sleeping bear that's not had enough sleep.
I think there's one word there which has rattled him as well, quitter. I think that's got to him, and he's made reference to it a couple of times. And who have you fought?
Yeah, the word itself, I don't know, because I think a lot of people have called Price that over the course of his career. But I think because of the level that Cash has fought at, I think that's what it is. I think if Cash had just come out as normal, what he would do and what I expected, looking forward to it, good fight on Saturday night, rah. I think Price would have just been the exact same, blah blah, gone into the fight, just another fight, blah blah, and maybe then Cash has got a good chance of cashing him unawares. But now Price is on red alert, but not red alert where he's going to be bottling it and thinking, oh, what have I got in front of me? He's going to think, what have you ever done to talk to me like that? I think you're gonna bring out the best for Cash Ali to win on Saturday night. Now he's got to show something that he's never shown before. People all think that with Price here, all it is just land on his chin and you've won the fight. It's a little bit harder to do than that, because he's not a bad fighter, he's not a bad boxer, and what people, I don't know why, but what it seems to be lost in the division and lost with his opponents, it's just how hard he hits. Mate, he hits hard. I mean, listen, when I coached him, I said, and I got ridiculed for it really, but I'll say it again now, I don't coach him, I've got nothing to do with him. With that right hand, if he hits any heavyweight in the world, he can knock out any heavyweight out. So he can certainly knock out Cash Ali. Has he shown vulnerabilities in the past? Yes, he has. Yeah, he has. So every heavyweight is going to feel that they can do that. But feeling that you can go in there and knock somebody out, and actually going in there and landing it and doing it, are two totally different things.
Remind me, Dave, when you coached Dave, who was he fighting at the time?
We had, the first one was the Goodison Park. The first one was Germany. Then it was Goodison Park. Then it was, did we have another one? I don't know if we had another one, and then it was Hamer, and he got beat against Christian Hamer.
Have you always felt that there's potential there with David? Have you always felt he
with
can?
Price?
Yeah.
Shit, yeah. It's the most frustrating fighter. Listen, me and Tony Bellew together, we'd be like, if he only believes in what he can do, mate, he's an handful for everybody. He's an handful for. You know this thing about vulnerability and things like that. You tell me an heavyweight that's not vulnerable.
Yeah.
You're talking about heavyweights.
Yeah.
So Dylan White's been dropped. Is he vulnerable?
Yeah.
Does that mean he's chin? Is he chinner? I think Joseph Parker dropped him.
Yeah.
Is he chinny now? No. You know, Chisora got knocked out last time. Do you think of Chisora and think Chisora's chinner is vulnerable? You're talking about massive men hitting a little chin.
Yeah.
Don't matter how big you are. The chin's not that much bigger than anybody else's. Do you know what I mean? You're dealing with massive punching force on your head, right? So really, every heavyweight's kind of vulnerable. Deontay Wilder's vulnerable. Anthony Joshua's vulnerable. But do they always manage to pull out a win? Yes, so far, yes. They're pulling out a win. What's happened with Pricey is that when he's been caught, because it's boxing, then he's not got out of that. He's not been able to negate that. It's not the fact that he's vulnerable that's been the problem. But everybody thinks, oh, he's vulnerable, that's it. But it's heavyweight boxing. Trust me, whoever Pricey it's on chin, I don't care whether they're showed to have a cast iron chin or not, he can pop to sleep.
On the topic of heavyweights, what do you make of the sort of, I suppose, the top level heavyweight scene at the minute? Obviously, they
frustrating.
I suppose that's where I was going with the Tyson Fury slaughtered Deontay Wilder against.
It's frustrating.
Yeah.
Because we've got 3 heavyweights that could really get the sport buzzing at the top level. Because heavyweight boxing is another level to everything else. You've got 3 guys there that could really get this going. You know, we could have, if they all fought each other, you've got a couple of years worth of fantastic fights, fantastic events, fantastic exposure. But instead, whether it's the fighters or not, whether it's the people that are around them, it's turning out to be bullshit. Because they're all signing in different different directions with TV networks. It's just going to make it more awkward, make it harder. Advisors or managers or promoters insulting each other. Listen, if you want to deal with me, right, the worst thing you can do is to insult me, because I'm going to think, why am I going to deal with you for? But if you get on with somebody, I found that in my time in boxing, it's been about 28 years. If you've got a relationship where you can communicate, there's more chance of getting shit done. But if there's a wall there, nah, it's not going to happen. And I think that's what's happened.
I know Eddie was talking recently on an interview about kind of his personality, how much he says about various promoters and stuff, and he's sort of been told to sort of repress that a little bit. What are your sort of takes on that? Because it's almost like, his personality has got him to where he's got, and now it's kind of recalling that personality to get him to the next level. But it's that kind of argument.
It's just, you can still be yourself, but just be a little bit diplomatic. Just a bit diplomatic when it comes to dealing and trying to get a deal done. You can still be yourself, but you can't. I'm not just talking about Eddie, I'm talking about the whole lot of them. There's that much shit being thrown. Then there's this thing where, well, I'm not going to get you a payday. Why should I give you a good payday? You hear it with fighters sometimes. When somebody goes out a wrong way, and the guy that's a big box office star is going to say, why would I give him a payday? I think if I'm right, I think Ricky Hatton did it with Junior Witter. Junior went about slagging him off, this. Ricky's already achieved all this. What am I going to give you a payday for? And it's kind of like that. But you're getting it now with the angles of the advisors, promoters, and managers that are doing it as well.
I suppose the two sides of it, though, isn't it, in the sense of, and I suppose you also see this, being on the business side of boxing, that you almost can't blame guys getting massive paydays for taking easy fights as well. So there's almost that element, but as a fan,
that's just
it is disappointing.
But that's where the problem is because as a fighter, you've got one career, you've got X amount of years to earn as much money as you can. If I was saying to you, in your job, leave your job that you're getting paid this for now, come and work for this company here, you're going to earn less, but it's great. Are you going to take less? Nobody's going to take less. Nobody takes less. Not substantially less. Nobody does that. In average working day life, everyone wants to progress. If you get a new job, they want more money. Fighters are the same. They want them to get paid as much as they can, because when they retire at 32, 35, 38, whatever it might be, that that is it. That is it. And so you've got to understand, it's all right sitting at home and saying, you should be paying, you should be fighting him, you should be fighting him, you should be fighting him. It's got to be right for everybody. And that's where it gets complicated. So I do understand when they decide to swerve it, but you can't chat shit and then swerve. You can't do that. That's where you shoot yourself in the foot.
I want to ask you about Anthony Fowler. Obviously, he was on the card on Saturday.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of back and forth with his opponents. I think we talked about this last time. It hasn't eased at all. It was the same going on again then. Have you noticed anything different in terms of his preparation for this fight with all that kind of narrative going on? Is that just part of the theatre for Anthony and he's taking it in stride?
Fowler's a little bit like Bellew, where all the circus doesn't actually affect him. Bellew was the first person I ever came across in boxing where I think, oh my god, what's he going to do with his head? He's too emotionally invested. And then when I see him on fight night, he's completely calm and completely cool. He's the first person that he can flare up, have a pushy match, shy match. As soon as he get off stage, he's like, cool, back to normal. Because he's got that personality, it doesn't affect him. Fowler's like that. Fowler doesn't flare up physically and emotionally like that. He'll just give it. Fowler's got one of those personalities. He's like that on Twitter, where if he wants to, he can irritate the shit out of you.
Yeah.
And he's one of those that winds you up, and you're like, oh, you can't get into him. You can't get into him. And he's fine with that.
He seems fitted for the pro game.
Yes. You know what he's fit for? He's fitted for these kind of fights where he's fighting somebody in front of him that presents a danger and isn't just going to survive. You can't see the way that Fowler is. You can't see the best of him when he's fighting guys that are just trying to survive.
Yeah.
You know? It's the reason why in sparring I only have guys that are going to give him problems in sparring, because otherwise he hits somebody and then they go into like defensive mode. What problems is that giving him?
Yeah.
It's not giving him anything. And so he's been getting the quality sparring, and he's been basking in it. He's been improving, and I'm so happy with him. And on Saturday night, if the occasion doesn't get to him, the one thing that I can't, because everything I've seen is fine, the one thing I can't guarantee yet is how is so what I said about Jordan Gill boxing in his hometown, top in the sky event for the first time, is until they actually walk out and the noise of the arena's going and cameras are in front of them and all the big fight build up and introductions and everything, and that bell goes, until that happens you don't know how they're going to react to it. You know, it could affect him, I don't know, but that's what I'm saying to him, and that's what I'm guarding him against.
Outside looking in, you don't get that impression.
No. Do you know what? He is remarkably chilled and cold. Even when he's, like I said, when somebody's arguing, he doesn't lose. Right.
See that, yeah.
Yeah, see that. He doesn't lose his rag. You know, he's not. You don't see him twitching and like that. He'll just say it is. It doesn't affect him.
Well, listen, Dave Coldwell, thanks for talking to Fight Up TV.
Cheers,
Good luck on Saturday.
Thanks,
all the
mate.
best.
Cheers. Nice one. Cheers, mate. Nice one.
Cheers, mate.